One of the mistakes that beginner artists and intermediate artists do are trying to copy exactly what they're seeing. So you have this reference photo of a scene here at Aliquez Beach, which is where I do my cold water swimming in the wintertime. In the summertime, it's just too busy, too warm, too hot, too chaotic, and is unrecognizable compared with this very calm, beautiful scene. So you take a look at the scene, or you take a photo reference, and there's so many things that you need to think about. What doesn't work in this photo reference? You know, nature doesn't make mistakes. The scene is beautiful as is, but you're experiencing it on many, many different levels. But on a two-dimensional surface, you will only experience so much, right? It's just the visual experience, and that might stir some kind of emotional experience. So you have to alter the photo reference. It's very rare when you will take a photo reference and it will be perfect for a two-dimensional surface for your painting. So here I'm working with the scene, and you know, one of the first things you can notice is that the background is not exactly the same as in the photo reference. I have a general feel of the background, but if I were to paint it exactly as is, if you look where the top of the rock structure is, there would be no blue sky in this painting at all. And for me, I think it is imperative to have that clear blue sky coming through and framing the rock structures. And so I altered it. I took liberty and altered it. And that's perfectly okay. In fact, that is necessary to move from being a beginner artist, moving towards the intermediate advanced stages, where you can take the scene and alter it effectively. So also, if you're looking at the rocks, I have not followed the rocks exactly. I do put in here the that lower triangular-ish rock. I put in that dark space, but I knew immediately when I put it in that it's not going to work, because it, first of all, divides that rock structure directly in half, and that's a no-no compositionally or working with your design. You need to have your major shapes different shapes and sizes. And that's also a tricky thing to begin to see. You have to push a little bit beyond your borders to open up to understanding what you're painting, the shapes, the lines, the values, and how they all play together. And if you're repeating shapes, which is something that we do, it is something that we do easily because it's the way that we see things. And then, you know, you have to go back in and reshape something. And So here in this stage of the painting, I'm going to try and do what I'm seeing in the photo reference and putting it together that way. Not exactly, obviously, but just the general idea of what's happening in the scene and how does it play out on the painting. There's a sense that you want to paint the area as it is because that's the way nature made it, and that should be plenty good enough. But again, you're not standing in the water when you're looking at the painting. You cannot feel the sun on your back as you are taking the photo reference of this painting. You cannot hear the water lapping so gently against the rocks, nor can you see the seagulls flying overhead and landing on the rocks and looking at you, or feel the little fish as you're standing in the water coming to nibble on your toes. They do. It's really fun. So the freedom to look at what you're doing, to understand your painting, that a two-dimensional surface and needs to be approached in a different way, not exactly as it is in real life. Very far and few between. Photo reference will be exactly what you need to do in your painting.